What if you could stop your 6 p.m. alcohol cravings in under 3 minutes? Not by fighting yourself, not by white knuckling your way through it, but by redirecting your brain in a really simple 3-step sequence. Now, for 10 years, I was pretty much a daily drinker, and 6 p.m. was my danger zone. I'd walk into the kitchen, open the cupboard, and suddenly I'd be holding a bottle of wine, and I didn't even remember reaching for it. That was until I discovered this sequence. And in the last 3 years, the same sequence has worked for over 200 professionals who were stuck in the same 6 p.m. pattern. Now, just before I show you the pattern, let me just explain briefly why what you're doing currently isn't working. First, there's willpower. I tried this for over 10 years. The harder you resist a craving, the stronger it becomes. Your brain just thinks that this must be important because she's focusing on it more. And then there's distraction. Scrolling, TV, cleaning. Distraction doesn't interrupt the chemistry, it just delays it. The craving returns the moment that you stop distracting yourself. And then there's moderation rules. Only 2 drinks, only after 7 p.m., only on weekends. Your 6 p.m. brain is too depleted to follow rules. And the rules and the limits change every day. And then there's shame-based thinking. I'm too weak, I should be able to control this, something's wrong with me. Shame just increases the pressure that's driving the craving in the first place. You're not weak, you're not broken, you're just stuck in a neurological pattern that your brain has learned for efficiency, and the pattern is fixable. Now, most professionals fall into one of these 3 patterns. Type 1 is autopilot hijack. Your hand reaches for alcohol before your brain consciously decides. And then there's type 2, the stress bomb. You hold everything together all day. And then at 6 p.m., your nervous system collapses and it demands instant relief. And then there's type 3, the reward trap. Your brain has learned that the evening gives you permission to finally relax. Now, most people have all 3, and none of them are character flaws. They're just neurochemical shortcuts your brain has built over time. So here's what I learned after tracking my own cravings for several weeks. Somewhere between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m., my stress hormones were always elevated. My willpower was depleted. My emotional regulation was low. So it's normal that my brain was hunting for the fastest route for relief. And for daily drinkers, that is alcohol. But alcohol only creates the dopamine crash that makes tomorrow's cravings even stronger. And you can't resist your way out of this. You have to redirect your mind. And that's what this 3-minute sequence does. So step number 1 is soothe. In the first 60 to 90 seconds, first calm your nervous system. If your stress chemistry stays elevated, the cravings will too. Use any of these. Cold water on your wrist for 30 seconds. This activates the vagus nerve and drops cortisol. Splash cold water on your face. Step outside into fresh air. 2 rounds of 4, 7, 8 breathing. 4 seconds in, 7 seconds hold, 8 seconds exhale. Pick one and do it immediately. Clients tell me that this alone cuts their craving intensity by 30 to 40%. The next step is move. 30 to 60 seconds. Generate your own dopamine, the exact chemical that alcohol hijacks. Now, you don't need a full workout. Micro movements work best. So it can be 20 jumping jacks, walk up and down the stairs, and dance to a song, brisk walk outside. Movement creates dopamine, and alcohol creates fake dopamine. Once the real dopamine appears, the craving becomes much more manageable. And then step 3, redirect. 2 minutes minimum. Now switch your brain's focus completely. Pick something that requires attention but not stress. Maybe it's organizing a drawer, replying to 3 messages, preparing tomorrow's clothes, reading 1 page of a book with a 2-minute timer. Why 2 minutes? Because that's how long craving chemicals take to cycle out of the bloodstream. And after those 2 minutes, your brain literally forgets it wanted alcohol. You're not resisting it, you're just reprogramming yourself. Now, I discovered this sequence when I was in Bogota, standing in my kitchen, 6:30, holding a bottle of wine that I didn't even remember opening. And that moment terrified me because I wasn't choosing to drink, and it just felt as if I was running a script. So that night, I tried something different. Cold water on my wrists, 20 jumping jacks in my living room, and 2 minutes reorganizing my bookshelf. And the craving didn't fade, it just stopped. Now, that was over 11 years ago. And in the last 3 years, I've taught the exact same sequence to over 200 professionals who are stuck in the same 6 p.m. loop. So here's how to use this starting today. Number 1, put the sequence in your phone notes. Soothe, move, redirect, and set a reminder at 5:55 p.m. so it pops up just before the craving hits. And then second, identify your danger zone. For most professionals, it's after work between 5 and 7 p.m. Track when you get your strongest cravings for the next 3 days. And three, use the craving as the trigger. Don't fight it. Your craving is your cue to start the sequence. Each time you do this, you're retraining your brain's automatic response. And your brain learns you don't get relief from alcohol anymore, you get it from this sequence. And once that rewires, the craving loses its power completely. Now, learning how to manage cravings in the moment is amazing and going to be really useful for you. But what's going to be even better is avoiding these cravings coming up in the first place. So if you want to learn how to avoid the craving loop, watch the video and I'll see you there.